Hello everyone, my name is Ashley and welcome to my first ever crafting video. Today I want to try and make a UV resin stained glass Gengar. This is not a tutorial per se, though I will tell you all the steps that I take and what I use to make it. I'll also tell you the mistakes that I make. So if you want to make this project, watch the video first so you don't have to make them too. Now that that's out of the way, here are the things you'll need. You'll need some UV resin. I like to use Gengar. No particular reason, this is just the one that I tried and it works. You'll need a UV lamp to cure it. This is just a nail lamp. I don't even know. It's like I think it is a 50-watt lamp. I'm not 100% sure. It might be less than that. You will need your art, obviously. This was drawn by a friend of mine. Normally I would link like her Tumblr or whatever, but she doesn't really have any of that. So if she ever makes any of that, I will put that in the description. You'll need a glass piece to put your resin on. I'm just using this out of this picture frame I got at Walmart for like $2. It really wasn't so bad. The nice thing about this project is you can do it in any size you want. I also have a smaller one right here that I did a little test project on. This, oh god, if I could pop it out, is a glue and black paint mixture. Now while it works, it's not really raised, so I would have to do a couple of layers. What I saw online is to use this puff paint. This works pretty well, so I'll be using that, I should say. The next thing you'll need is a lighter to pop bubbles. It doesn't really matter. You could use a heat gun, though I'm kind of afraid that if I use one, it'll blow all the resin out because it's not really that deep. You'll also need some mica pigments. I have a whole bunch of like mica pigments over here in the corner. I've got my colors all picked out. You definitely want to pick your colors out before you start making this, otherwise you're gonna make some mistakes or put the wrong color in somewhere and then you're gonna get mad. I also have some glitter because of the little fire parts in here, like these little parts right here. I want to put some purple glitter in. And you'll also need a little palette. This is just one of those plastic ones. Oop, maybe if it focuses. This is just one of those little plastic ones. I think it was like 50 cents at the dollar store that I put some aluminum foil on so the resin doesn't stick or get all gross. It's easy to clean. I also have some of these and some of these. You'll definitely need toothpicks for some of the smaller parts. I mean, you could do a very broad range. It doesn't have to be as particular as this picture here. I went a little crazy with it. Like even all of these lines in here are unnecessary. They're just to make it look more stained glass, I guess. Yeah. So, now that that's out of the way, let's get started with the actual project. So I obviously drew this out. You could draw it out on a computer and print it out. My printer's out of ink, so I had to copy this off of my computer screen. Then you put your piece of glass. You could put a piece of tape down to hold it, which would be intelligent. I just don't have any don't have any tape right now. I have no idea where it's at because I'm a mess. But the first thing to do is I would suggest wiping off your piece of glass, which is another thing I forgot. Don't forget paper towels or napkins or something so you can clean up your mess and your hands. You could also wear gloves if you want to. You could also wear a mask if you want to. With UV resin, at least this Gengar stuff, I usually don't. But a lot of people say that you should, so that's up to you. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is ink out our lines with our little puff paint thing here. Alright, so then you can let the outside lines dry for about as long as it takes for your nails to change color, and then you can do the inlet lines. So all my lines are inked now. I'm gonna wait until they dry. If I had any suggestions, as you can probably tell, some of my lines are way too thick. Maybe instead of using the actual bottle, you could use like, I don't even know, something smaller. It looks like the tip to this bottle is pretty small, right? But it's not. It actually gives really thick lines. Maybe I was just squeezing it too hard. I don't know. Hopefully it looks good with color. It actually doesn't look so bad in like the viewfinder of my camera, but sitting right in front of me, it just looks like a blob of black lines. So hopefully I'll be able to fix it with some color. Hello everyone. This is what my piece looks like dry. If I can get it off the paper. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I got a little paper on there. Oh well, I'll just cut that off. But the lines really puffed out more than I thought they would. They really got fat. Like here, his tooth hole kind of closed up and his eyes kind of tiny. So my suggestion would be to get a much smaller bottle than the one that comes with the puff paint. Or like I guess you could paint it on. I mean, that would probably take forever, but however long you have. I guess since we're all stuck in our houses, painting it wouldn't be so bad. Let me see if I can get this off here. Oh God, there we go. Perfect. No more. Okay, so let's go ahead and hopefully this looks a little better colored in, or it might look worse. Hopefully not. Wow, the UV light doesn't even show up on the camera. This is actually on right now. So I hit it with 120 seconds. You probably don't need that long. I don't know if you guys can see, but like around the edges, it kind of like shrinks. UV resin kind of like sucks itself in. So I would suggest going in and filling up those holes. Unless you want to have it like look kind of rustic or handmade, then it would probably look okay. I got a lot of cat hair on this thing. I also should have taken the pieces off before I dried it, because now I have this here. Hopefully I can cover it up. And I have some yellow markings right there too. Should have cleaned it before you hit it with your lamp. Would have been much easier. So here we go. We are done. I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I really like how my Gengar turned out. He's a nice purple, even though he really looks blue on my viewfinder. It is a nice purple. I'll see if I can get a good picture of it. But the rest of it, I don't know. I mean, the clouds are cool. The flames definitely needed to be, or like these little dark spirit orb things, definitely needed to be like a darker purple. Maybe I should have made them yellow. I feel like color was my enemy here. I really should have done a better job. Like, I had a general idea of what I wanted my colors to be, but I really should have thought about it. The water turned out pretty cool. And the Gengar turned out cool. And the clouds are fine because they're just kind of white. And I guess the moon's cool. I don't know what happened over here with this. It's like I didn't mix it properly and all my mica pigments made like a weird, cool looking something. I don't even know what happened. It looks much cooler when it's on a piece of paper. All the colors come out brighter. I'll have to see what it looks like in the daytime. It's like 2 in the morning, so I'll have to wait a little bit, but it did turn out pretty cool. I'm not mad at it. If I were to have any advice for anybody trying this, I'd say use thinner lines, because these lines are way too thick and kind of killed some of my detail here. And pick your colors out in advance. Like, every single color that you want would be good to pick out in advance. But otherwise, I think it turned out pretty cool. I'm not sure I should have made these background parts black. I don't know. I'll have to see. The picture frame it came with like this little 2-sided piece. And I think it would look cool if I did that. His teeth kind of turned black, but that's because I didn't have a white. Let's see what it looks like with the brown. I like the black, I think. Because then I can just... This would be really cool as like the front of a light box, if I knew how to make a light box. Let's see if I can pop this in here. Like this. I don't want to break it. Get in there. Okay. This will look pretty nifty. Come out, little thing. It'll stand like that. Can't really see that because my camera's at an angle. But thanks everybody for watching my very first crafting video. Good luck cleaning up the huge mess you made on your table, because I certainly did.